Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is another episode of the Raycaster game in C++ series, and in this video we are going to finalize our last feature of the basic Raycaster before moving on to a textured version. So in this video we are going to implement something very simple, which is adding a fog effect to our game, and in the next video we can finally begin with the textures and stuff. So I'm going to switch to my project directory and open up render.cpp here, and let me go ahead and go into full screen mode here, and you can see that we have got all of this here, and that works pretty well. And we are setting our column.fill color here, and well, this is pretty awesome. Now we need to change this so that we have actually got a little bit of like a fog effect. So the first thing we'll do here is that we'll go ahead and select all of this, and I'm going to cut that, and let me go here, and we are going to change our color variable. We are going to say color is equal to, and we are going to paste this. So we are going to essentially change this and pass color here. Now in order to implement fog, we need to have a fog color, and then we need to decide which color we want to render the fog with, depending on, like, for example, currently we have got this color, and then we need to have a percentage that depends on the distance, and then depending on that distance we can have a different color for fog here. So now we'll go ahead and instead of passing color directly, let's pass it a constructor, and in here we are going to say color.r, and let's just say, for example, let's assume that we want 50% fog. So we'll multiply this by 0.5 for 50%, or actually if we want 60% fog, we'll have to say 0.4, or in other words we'll have to say 1 minus 60%. So we'll have to say 1 minus 0.6 multiplied by our color.r, and this is going to, we are going to add to this our fog's color. So we are gonna go here, and we are going to create an s color. Let's call this fog color, and let's set this to sf color here with the we are going to, well, let's go ahead and actually make a const expression, because this is going to be, well, const. So let's actually not make const expression, let's make it here, but we are going to say const float, not float, sorry, sf color. We are going to call this our fog color, and set this, we are going to set this basically to color, and we are going to set it similar to our sky color. So we are going to say basically the same as our sky color, and this will give us our fog color. So in here we will say color dot r, and it will multiply the actual value, so 0.6 by our fog color. So we'll say fog color dot r, and like that. And we need to do essentially the same thing for each of the other green and blue ones as well. Now let's go ahead and try to run this. Actually not git push, let's go ahead and run this make, and now if I run that, you can see that well, it is giving a weird kind of effect, but the reason that it does not look like fog at all is because it's completely like 60% no matter where we are standing. So of course that's not something that we want. We want this color to change depending on where we actually are located. So in order to do that, we must have this be a variable percentage. So for this, let's go here. I'm going to go here, and I'm gonna say float fog percentage, and we are going to set that to, for example, 6, like we just set. And we are going to go here, and we are going to say fog percentage here, because we don't want to use a hard-coded value anymore, and we are going to do fog percentage here as well, and you're gonna do fog percentage here as well, and fog percentage of course here as well. In these three we'll need to change this to use fog percentage as well, like that. So we are gonna change that, and actually, yeah, let's go ahead and save that. So that works, and that means that we have got this working. However, we need to still make it so that our fog percentage is actually dynamic depending on our distance. So in order to do that, let's we can for example, take 1 and divide that by our rate or distance. Actually, we can do like a similar method like we did for brightness. We can copy this and do this similarly here. So let's go here and paste this. Actually, paste this here. So let's go ahead and try that out, and hopefully this will work. So let's try that out actually, and yeah, you can see that it does not work at all, and instead gives a really weird effect, because this was supposed to be 1 minus, not divided by, and now let's test that out. And yeah, now it's giving this fog percentage, and it's kind of giving it in a extremely high value. So we need to remove the 1 percentage here. Let's just do rate or distance divided by max render distance, and Now it gives the fog effect to a lesser extent, but we are going to change this a bit. So we are doing this max render distance here, and we'll also have another one. So const float max fog distance, and this will actually be less than max render distance. So we'll say max render distance divided by 4, for example. And when we are actually calculating our fog percentage, we'll make sure that we calculate it by max fog distance. Of course, one thing we want to ensure is that if our fog percentage is greater than 0, then we are going to actually not greater, yeah, greater than 0, greater than 1, not greater than 0. Then we are going to set our fog percentage is equal to 1. So yeah, and now let's run that, and you should be able to see is that now we get a higher fog effect. We are getting the fog still, and it's giving a higher quantity of the fog than it did otherwise, and overall the effect is working and is looking somewhat nice, I'd say. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it for this video, and of course you can change the color of the fog according to your liking. I am gonna go ahead and change this, for example, to, you can change this to like a grayish color. So let me say, for example, 30 and 30, and that will give you a nighttime look. So let's see, and run that, and now you should be able to see is that yeah, it kind of gives like a nighttime look. And generally though, if you have a color that kind of resembles the color of the sky, the effect looks more convincing. But anyways guys, this is pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one, in which we will finally begin the implementation of textures into our engine. So that's going to be pretty awesome, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, and share this video with other people. And